Attention passengers, this is SNY's Keith Hernandez, and this is a Queens-bound 7 Express train, the fastest way to Citi Field to see your Metsies.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the 7 Express podcast. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 7 Express Live. I am your guy, David from Top Bunk Sports, and I got my homies, my main guys, Chris and AP. Fellas, how are we feeling? How did it feel to be back?
It's been a while. I just want to say shout out to everyone that views us, that watches our videos. If y'all watch, if y'all don't, it's okay. But we've been hiatus because personal life came in play. I don't know if you guys know. If y'all don't know, I have another kid on the way, so my job situation. But now we're here and we're ready to go. Mets are rolling. They made a couple of moves. They made a couple of moves.
Wait, the Mets made some
Now we gotta
moves?
see what.
The Mets made some moves? I thought that they were doing that.
You got your right fielder.
made some moves.
You got your new right fielder.
Yeah.
Well,
We need a new right field. Well, right field, Juan Soto moved to left, so the right field right now is up in the air. We got a new third baseman. We got a new first base. It's like when we left, like the team completely changed. Like, what happened? What is this team?
Well, before we get into all that, we want to just say a happy new year to everybody because we haven't been on since the new year. So this is a new year, a new Mets team. Apparently, the same fan base to a certain extent, with everybody kind of giving their opinions and giving their feelings upon this team. Steve Cohen, David Stearns. It's been a little bit rocky, guys.
Wait, Mets fans were going crazy? I've never heard that before.
I've never heard, right. It's new. You got fans giving opinions about the junkyard, about the soccer stadium that's being built, and then they're giving it's a whole bunch of opinions up in here in Queens. But let's recap where we were at last time before we took our hiatus, and that was the enormous trade between Brandon Nimmo and Marcus Semien. Brandon Nimmo going to the Texas Rangers for infielder Marcus Semien, veteran infielder, clubhouse leader Marcus Semien. This isn't just a regular Marcus Semien that we're picked up from the scraps. He has.
And did you see that little bit of news that came out about? Oh man, it escapes me the shortstop from Texas, but my memory's getting worse. But who?
Corey Seager. Yes,
yeah, Corey Seager came out. And he talked about how that the speculation about him and Semien was blown up and that nobody could ever take away their championship, whatever. I thought that was really big of him because I think it's important. We tend to take whatever little tidbit of news comes in the feed and then we're just running with it. And regardless of the relationship, and I think that's important now with our own organization with the whole Soto and the Lindor thing. And I think that it's important to understand something. Mm-hmm. I think that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fan base or just like a small majority of people are really naive when it comes to working relationships, especially when it comes to sports relationships. They think that everybody in the locker room has to kumbaya with each other, that they all go to each other's backyards and they barbecue and they talk baseball every day, all day, and they're like, how are we gonna take the Phillies today? And that's not how life is, man. You go to work, I can guarantee you, Jeff from accounting, you're not cool with that dude, or you don't see eye to eye with this guy from this department or whatever, wherever you work, man. You're not best friends with everybody.
I mean, AP, not to cut you off, but what if Francisco Lindor is saying his first press conference coming back? Well, we're not best friends, right? That's the one thing. That's the one thing that he said when he came back after the whole injury thing was announced. They asked him about Brandon Nimmo being traded and all those guys being traded. He's like, listen, we're not best friends, but I feel like this team is better. That's literally what it is.
And I think that's what we have to think about it. We have to think about it in a rational way. You don't have to be best friends for the I'm sorry, because you and Sarah from down the aisle aren't best friends. The company's going to blow up, the corporation.
right.
That's not how that works. what you have to do is be able to work together.
Correct.
And I think that
Correct.
ultimately, if you're able to work together, then the foundation works and you can move and everybody's working towards that one goal of being successful. That to me, it's such a non-story that they're not best friends, that Juan Soto's not going to rush to the hospital the next time Lindor has a baby and be there with balloons. And like, you don't, like, come on, man. Half of the time when you're on vacation, are you even calling anybody from work? So let's
but Chris, go ahead.
But I will say this. At least we got a guy that's not going to cry with captaincy.
Who are you talking about?
Who was this?
Who are you referring to?
I don't know. We had to have the. Apparently, I don't know. These guys, today's show, these guys are gonna catch me up because I've been on hiatus on Mets news, but
That's why we're here.
A quote that the owner said that as long as he's the owner, there will be no captain. I guess Memo started some shit.
Well, let's before we get into that, let's also, I do want to give you your credit because I want to give you and a certain guy credit. We actually spoke about this before the show started. There is a certain relief pitcher that put his heart and his soul on the line to basically, who's been in the locker room. Let's not say that. It's not like somebody that was just delivering patelitos and outside of the stadium and basically, no, this is a guy that has been on the field with them. And his name is Adam Ottavino, and he exposed the fact that Brandon Nimmo was upset about that conversation. Now, a couple months later, or 2 months later per se, what a coincidence. He's gone. He's the first guy out of the entire core to be shifted out of this Mets organization. So you were on record basically saying that, you got that holds some weight because at the end of the day, he is a former player and he's not just going to go up there to just lie. Whether people think that he's trying to grab it for attention or nothing, it's still something to be talked about because it was information that came out after that and he was moved. Why else would he be moved?
He waived his no trade, by the way. Like he waived.
Exactly.
Yeah, but let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Has Adam Ottavino has ever come out again talking about other things to stir up shit? I don't think so, right? I haven't.
No, it was only that interview.
Was he making it up?
No, right. No, of course not.
So,
right. So again,
make stuff and stir up. They'll keep stirring shit up. He never stirred it up again.
Correct.
He brought it up.
Correct.
Once, never spoke about it again.
Correct. Well, now that we kind of,
he was just saying the facts.
Right. Now that we fast forward, obviously today's, we're going to be
we could also talk about like, not for nothing. When there's a little bit of smoke, there's fire. Tony Phan a couple of years back talked about how like whack this clubhouse was too, and the lack of effort. So like all these Met fans that were having some type of like hissy fit or whatever about breaking up a nucleus that didn't win nothing. Like, I just don't understand. How are you supposed to move forward? Like, you're going to stay – like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Could you have built upon the nucleus? Possibly. But look at what the Mets did. You could literally point to Juan Soto moving to left because Nimmo's no longer here. I really do think, and shout out to Evan Roberts because his Rico broadcast always always brings a lot of this stuff like that I'm thinking about. It almost feels like he's bringing it out to the mass. But there was no way that you were going to have Juan Soto move to left to move Nimmo to right. That would not help the Mets defense at all. Nimmo's arm is that of my 5-year-old son's. So he would not have been able to do nothing in right field that we were going to be better defensively. Moving Juan Soto to left makes it easier for Juan Soto to be a better defensive player and allows him to – he has the arm for it, and it makes the outfield defense better. So I do think that there was a couple of hurt feelings in that locker room. There was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of entitlement, it sounds like, because For whatever reason, Nimmo, it seems like, had it in his mind. And look, this is all speculation. I was not there, but a lot of people were saying that Nimmo felt like hurt that he wasn't up for the captaincy because he's been there the longest. I'm sorry, because you've been there the longest, it automatically makes you the captain. And not for nothing, there was a little bit of immaturity, it felt like. I mean, I know that we've talked about Pete Alonso's kind of goofiness, and maybe that needed to be gone too. We all know that he wasn't a Stearns guy. He was one of the worst first base fielders in baseball. He had the worst metrics in terms of defense for years. He was not a good fielding first baseman. And when the Mets approached him about being a DH, he didn't want to do it. He wanted to play first base. He didn't want to do it here. Cohen came out himself this week and said, we didn't want to pay him for 5 years. So I think the Mets looked at Pete as a DH. They looked at him as not a 5-year player that they wanted to pay that type of money for a DH to. So, good luck. Pitchers running to cover first base in Baltimore. Check your hamstrings. You may not have any. And not for nothing, Met fans, I when I was growing up and we lost players and it hurt, but at the same time, I always
move on
the team, man. This whole I'm gonna root for Baltimore, then become an Oriole fan. You were never a Met fan if you really were so hell bent. Not for nothing, that contract that Pete got, the Mets offered that 5-year deal 2 years ago. He didn't want it. He turned down a 5-year offer that the Mets gave him. He didn't want it. The Mets gave him the highest paid contract for a first baseman. He took the 1 year and opted out. What was his first words when they asked him, are you going to opt out? Yes, I'm leaving. He said it's so robotic. I was like, peace out. You knew he didn't want to be here no more. So for a guy that, and this is not a bashing of Pete Alonso. He did a lot of great things. He's the home run king, whatever. But I just want Mets fans to kind of also come back to let's even the scale a little bit, because we had a lot of sympathy for Pete Alonso, but Pete Alonso also brought a lot of this upon himself. He did that. He left. He had the ability to keep his contract. He didn't do that. He decided he didn't want to do that. He for all the this is the organization that brought me here. My grandfather, and this love letter that he wrote. He was about Queens and the deep roots. Where was that when he said, I'll sign with Baltimore for 100? Where was that? There was nothing there when he opted out.
Right.
So, I mean, man, it's all a game. He played it. The Mets played it. He's not here. Can we move on? It's 2026, the new season. We're literally about to get spring training games on Saturday. Let's turn the page now and let's get with it. Let's hop on the train and let's head to Citi Field. It's 2026.
Well, shout out to Rube, who's joining us through YouTube. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to the 20 that is in here so far. Hopefully we get more of you as we keep going. But
if you tell a friend, then that makes 40, and then we start getting more people on here. Go wake somebody up.
But before we do get into spring training, obviously there were some key moves that were being made. Obviously, Bo Bichette, who signed for a 3-year, $126 million. And I added a couple of things there. Adds power, adds consistency to the lineup. And then I think the sleeper of them all, well, there's a couple of them here, but I think the first one is Luis Robert Jr., acquired in a trade from the White Sox for Luis Angel Acuna, who's another guy that Met fans were literally crying over. Barely saw the field. And then you have the big one, the big splash, who I wouldn't say necessarily shocked me, but one that we all wanted. And we were waiting for David Stearns to make. Freddie Peralta acquired for Brandon Sproat, Jet Williams. Then you have Jorge Polanco signed a 2-year, $40 million contract. And then obviously Devin Williams and Luke Weaver, who I think are going to be great. I think those are ones that these are two guys right here, Devin Williams and Luke Weaver, that I think a lot of people are looking to really fail because of where they're coming from. And I think they're going to have exceptional years. I think they're really going to be comfortable here, and I can't wait. But again, we're obviously more off-season moves that were made, but I think these are the big ones. These are the key ones that strengthen our team. Fellas, I'll start with you, Chris. What do you think about the moves so far in terms of these big moves? Like, how do you think? What you feel about these moves, and how do you think it shapes our team looking in right now?
Well, first of all, I want to say I did want change. So whatever
Mhm.
that change was with the Mets this offseason, I was gonna say, yo, whatever it is, I don't want to see the same team run it back. I didn't want to see it. So I didn't get a change. I got a big ass change.
Big one.
I got a whole brand new team. So
Right.
listen, everybody knows how the whole Tucker shit went down. I was excited for that one, but boy, to get Bo Bichette out of nowhere and take it from the Phillies, oof, that one was that was that was gold.
Chef's kiss.
And yeah, that was just gold. And look, listen, he's gonna transition to third base. It is what it is. I think he's gonna be a smooth transition, even though I will say that watching him in spring training kind of sus, but it's alright. I think he's gonna do good. And um, and now you pair him back with Simeon, which they had success in Toronto. He hits for average, he hits for power. He's gonna benefit off hitting right after Soto. He's gonna like thrive in that position. Like it's like pick your poison. It's gonna be Bo Bichette or you pitch to Soto. Which one? Like which one do you want to walk Soto? He's gonna steal you a base because now he's a stolen base threat. Now you got a guy that hits in the gaps and he's gonna drive him in. So
Right.
that's great. Luis Robert Jr. I know a lot of people is shit on him. I kind of didn't like the move, but I do know the potential in that guy. And I gotta say, if you're telling me I pick my poison with Taylor or Luis Robert, I'm picking Luis Robert any day of the week. I know his injury history and everything, but I think that has a White Sox issue with it. Like I really feel like the White Sox are just a very bad organization, and they just don't know what they're doing over there. Like, have you noticed all the dudes that left the White Sox have become better? They go right back to being
Right.
good again, and they're healthy. They hardly get hurt. Like it's a White Sox thing.
So that's all that it
So
was.
I
I think
like
it's a
that move.
change of scenery with him. Right. Right.
Yeah, it's a senior series.
Right.
He never and think about it. When was the last time he played with guys about with this kind of star power and this I don't think ever.
Right.
So he's gonna
Right.
benefit off of that. And then Simeon, we know he's a veteran guy. He's gonna make everybody better. He's gonna make everybody work, which I like. He already had these guys working, and I gotta say, having Beatty and in that position that McNeil's not there no more, but Beatty
Hmm.
with more power and more pop, I like that. He plays solid defense everywhere. And then my man Freddie, man, Freddie was the guy that everybody spoke about Freddie from day one. And I'm not gonna say I have sources. I don't have sources, but I have a little bit of a source that told me he wanted to be a Met. And this was a couple of years ago. This was not even now recently. This was years ago. And I know that. And then, I mean, it speaks for itself. Look what he's saying about the Mets. That he loves the colors, he loves this and that. Bro, he wanted to be a Met. Now let's see if he stays as a Met. That's a whole different
Right.
conversation. I don't even want to get down that road because
Right.
people get mad sensitive over that shit. Let's just enjoy that he's here right now. We can control what we have right now. If we're gonna do this year by year basis, people opting out after 1 year, whatever. It is what it is. Steve Cohen got the money. I don't care. If you
Right.
want to change the team every other year, but we're winning, I'll take it. I don't care. I just want to win. I just
Right.
want to win. That's all I want. So yeah, the team, I like it 100%. I like the bullpen. I think it could use a little more depth in there, but they got triple A arms like from the gulag. These guys are loaded with triple A guys. So
Right.
it's like somebody's gonna come through eventually. So and then the rotation looks solid. Manaya's in shape. I like that. Now let's just hope that his arm stays intact. That's all. That's all. Stenger don't have to worry about Pete throwing the ball ahead no more. So McLean is gonna shove, and Clay Holmes is gonna do. I feel he's gonna do good too. And Freddie's Freddie. So we just gotta see. Hopefully everybody's healthy and just start the season, man.
Right. AP, what's your thoughts on these acquisitions in the offseason overall?
I mean, starting from the top with Bo. Bo is gonna be hitting number 3 in our lineup. Third hole hitter. He hit 381 with runners in scoring position. That's the highest in baseball. If you got Lindor and Soto on the bases, that is one way to make sure that you don't have issues scoring runs and making comebacks like we didn't do all last year. So that already gives me better vibes going into the year. Just knowing that we have somebody that could do something with the bat, other than just strike out on sliders on the dirt. With more Pete slander. With the Peralta trade, I think that people miss two things. One, Peralta is really good, but it also included Tobias Myers, who we just got a huge breaking news a couple of hours ago from Anthony DeComo, who said that the Mets are going to make sure that this man is on the roster, whether it be starting or in the bullpen, because that's how much he means. He is a huge X factor. I was talking to Anthony from Subway to Shea, and I mentioned this. I really do think that this guy is going to be huge for us. He's a huge swing player. He could give you length in that bullpen and then be an emergency starter. That one?
Oh, I'm sorry. He's just the McGill of the team. That's what I said.
Oh yeah,
I think a better version.
A huge better version. Like the guy I think is going to be able to hold us down, give us a couple of innings, and really make sure that that bullpen is fortified there if he goes into the bullpen. So we have that there. Another move that I wanted to talk to was a sneaky under the radar move that nobody's really talking about, but bringing in another White Sox player, Tauchman, from the White Sox as a minor league contract. Dude is an on-base machine. He's an on-base machine. He could play you a right field position at a really good defensive and he replacement or platoon. He gets on base, like I said. His WAR was 1.3 last year. And he gives you insurance just in case the Rook isn't ready. So I think that there's a lot to like about that move too. To me, I think the only thing that I didn't like about this offseason is losing Diaz. But the more I think about the Diaz move, the more I'm like, really, what could the Mets have done differently there? Because I really, if it's true that he's upset about Devin Williams getting signed and the Mets not calling him, I think that's really stupid and childish. Like, I'm sorry. I need to get the owner of an organization has to run moves by me while I'm not even presently part of the organization because I'm a free agent. I'm sorry. Where do they do that at? Like, I didn't know that. See, this little bit of entitlement shit. And then on top of it, Cohen came out and said he was perplexed by the whole move because he said if you look at the contracts, he was going to get a 4th year based off he was going to get a 4th year based off, I guess, some metrics that he had to hit or something. I don't know what the overall language was, but you got a man in Steve Cohen that is literally trying to bring you back, and you decided to go to the Dodgers. To me, in my estimation, because it was easier for him to go to win.
He was the Kevin Durant in the situation, and that's just what it
feels like to me. Yeah. Steve Cohen said there was a guaranteed 4th year.
Oh, I don't remember what it was. I know that he said there was a 4th year that he was going to get more
guaranteed. He said the 4th year. He said the 4th year was 100% guaranteed. But again, to me, it was, oh, wait a minute, the World Series champions are looking my way. I'd rather just go there and try to win.
And it was a measly $3 million difference. So it was a $3 million difference in the 3 years, and he was going to get a 4th year too. So whatever. Mm-hmm. That to me spoke of a guy that didn't want to be here. But I think if you look at it, with Williams, Weaver, with Myers if he's there, Rayleigh coming back, hopefully Minter. I think that this pen overall, if you're looking at this pen from a perspective of the entirety of it, sure, it takes a hit because we don't have Diaz there. But how in the span of the 5 years that Diaz was here, one, he lost completely because of the injury. How really dominant was he? Like, we have revisionist history here in Metland sometimes, but how dominant was he? He had that one really amazing year. His first year sucked to the point where people wanted him out of here. And then he had a so-so year. And so he really had what, like two, maybe three, 2 years out of 5 that were like spectacular. And I think, if we're being honest, there's always been a media bias against the Mets. Like, it's like anytime the Mets do something, LOL Mets, like we do it to ourselves as a fan base too. So I think we kind of bring it upon ourselves. But Diaz had a really spectacular year, but he decided to leave. The Mets pivoted to a guy that's been rock solid other than his stint with the Yankees, and only at the beginning. Now, let's also take into effect, there has always been that time period of adjustment when players come to New York. So it's not like that's a new thing. We've seen it with like really good. Lindor's gone through it. Carlos Beltran's gone through it.
With Diaz.
Diaz himself, case in point. So I'm happy that he got that out the way with the other team. Great. I'm happy that happened with them. I think he's now used to New York. And I think that I expect him to have a bounce back. I expect Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver was having a really good year too. The way that Yankee fans will try to spin it is like, yo, like this guy's garbage. Go back to the numbers last year. That guy, up until the point where he got hurt, was one of the better relievers in baseball. And then he got hurt and he wasn't really the same after that. But I'm not expecting him to have any residuals off that injury coming into this year. So now you have an eighth and ninth inning. When Minter's back, you could possibly have, and with Myers, you're talking about a bullpen that you could possibly have from the 6th inning on shut out. And that's what we've been arguing for. Like, I think that, not for nothing, we got to give Stearns a lot of credit, because for a long time we didn't see the vision. But man, that guy got busy, and that, like, I don't know if it was like Steve Cohen put him in a room and said, "I'm getting heat, go do something." But whatever it was, he came out, and this team is completely transformed. We could now score in different ways. Yes, we lost Pete's power, but one thing that Chris talked about, and I really think that people forget about this, is we lost the 38 home runs that Alonso gives us, right? But we gained the 20 home runs that we're gonna get from our
multiple guys,
our center fielder. Right. We also have steady defense and second base. We now also have other ways to score with Polanco and with Bichette. I don't think you could shut down this offense so easily, because we're not going to have guys just aiming for the fences. We're not going to have. If you looked at Nimmo and Alonso's approach a lot last year, it left a lot to be desired. There was a lot. Yes, Pete improved last year, but look at what Pete was going through before that. Like, Pete wasn't the most clutch. He almost ran out of New York the year before. If he wouldn't have hit that home run off our now closer, he wouldn't have even been brought back.
Right.
Let's think about it. Like, we needed guys that came in here and had a different approach. McNeil was, after that champion, that batting champion was never the same. We needed guys that were going to come in here, that were going to put at bats together, that were going to put pressure. Yo, the team that beat us in 2025, the Kansas City Royals, how did they beat us? Did they hit home runs?
2025.
2015, excuse me. 2015. That Kansas City team.
That long?
Yeah, it's been 11 years.
Bro, straight small ball.
That team that beat us, what did they do? Consistently put at bats together, that put pressure on pitchers, that wore your starters out. They got on base. They stole bases. Look at this team now. Look at this team now. Look at this
Everybody
team.
feels basic.
You got guys that are on base machines. Starting with the guy that we're paying the most money on. He's the example. You got guys now that kill with runners on base. You guys that can steal you bases. We don't have to depend on one way, but I love guys that are going to go in there and are going to work at bats, that are going to put pressure on pitchers, that ultimately, if you want to go into a playoff game and you want to go, okay, we got to get this starting pitcher out of here. How are we going to do it? We got to run their pitch. We're not going to have he's swinging at the first pitch, Nemo, swimming at the first pitch, bases loaded. Oh, look what happened.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think
100%.
that our team right now, as it's better starting pitching, because Senga's not the ace. Better relief. Better relief. Do we have questions? Yes. I'm not going to act like this is like rainbows and lollipops. We got guys playing new positions, but that's what you have spring training for. That's what you pay. Another thing, and I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but we got the coach from Cleveland who was on a trajectory. He's going to become a manager. We brought him to make sure that these situations like Bo at third and Polanco at first are smooth. So I think the Mets did a lot to try to make sure that this season we don't choke like we did with the guys last year.
Correct. Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things you hit on the nail. I think one of the before I get to the comments, one of the things in terms of why I feel good about the lineup and the way it's possibly constructed is because that number 0-72 after trailing in the 8th inning was something that bothered David Stearns to the core, and it bothered all of us. We literally could not score anything after the 8th inning, and you got contact hitters to go in here. And again, like you said, it's like the Royals, right? They played small ball against us in the World Series. These are guys that are not going to reach for the fence. These are contact hitters that are going to put the ball in place and try to get you base hits in any circumstance of the game. So I like that. I like the fact that even us losing 38 home runs from one single player, you still have power from multiple players that can give you 20 plus and give you that power in certain situations. And I think that was very smart from David Stearns, because he's looking at that as like, all right, we lost a one power guy. Let me get guys that can add that power individually that can collectively do it together. So I think that was very smart. Let's go back to the comments before we get to our next topic. We got my guy Rick the Ruler, Mr. Express Black Card, Dímelo mi gente, 7 Express Activo, que lo que. Odd Villain still trolling me with the Byron Buxton take. We will not get into that because I will get killed once again. He said, shout out to the switch hitting Dilson Acuna. yes. Right. That's what he is at this point. I guess Rick is telling Odd Villain to pick up the phone. I don't know. Or he's saying that to Diaz when we're talking about the Diaz things. That makes sense. My guy San in the building. I'm excited to see Tobias too. Yes, I am. I think everybody's excited to see Tobias Myers on this team. He could definitely provide you multiple innings in that bullpen, and he can also be a starter whenever a starter goes down. So he's very versatile. Dan says these are sneaky moves. Hope it pans out. David Stearns is thinking, man. While everybody else is trying to go for the big arms, he's trying to think, I need to win games based on consistency. Rick says, these dudes were entitled like they won something here. The nerve of these motherfuckers. Exactly.
They won. You know they won. Losing trophy. That's what they won.
Losing rings. That's what it is.
Son, they choked. I didn't want none of them back. We could have sent them back to their mother's house.
Some lost
Jay
captains.
calling me out. Jay Fern out here. My guy Jay Fern, shout out to you. He says, Top Bunk Sports, you got to wear glasses now because you messing up the flow. Yeah. Yeah. My bad, guys.
Jay Fern. I just found out I need to get more prescription on I'm losing my eyesight, man. Estoy viejo.
Oh boy.
Yo, look. Just look at his beard. Look at the gray hairs, bro. They kicking in every year.
That's why the light here is dark, so you can't even see the grays.
You can't see it. AP. I saw the vision. I see the vision, AP. I see the vision. San says we haven't seen a shutdown bullpen from 6 through 9 in a long time. Yeah, when was the last time we had that consistently?
Bro, but AP mentioned the bullpen real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but we
No,
forget
you good.
about those that we have. Bond, like
Mm.
I think that Luis Garcia dude is gonna be solid because he's gonna replace Stanek if you think about it. That's who he's replacing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I could replace Stanek. So
Yeah.
like it's not that bad. And then they got that Dylan Ross kid that throws 102. So like they got something there,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Dylan Ross is a sneaky one too. I think that everybody has been talking about
They
him
picked
and
up
his
another
potential.
lefty. They picked up
Yeah.
another lefty, right? So it's like
They're
they
covered in
making
the
moves.
bullpen. Yeah, they're covered in the bullpen. Odd Villain says
They just gotta
that
stay
team that
healthy.
beat us in 2025 was the New York Mets. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
yo, I was listening. I'm still thinking, when 2025, what was I, bro? I missed a lot.
Right. Yo, hey, Chris wasn't there.
You
Chris
know,
didn't
you
want to
didn't
start
miss
it there.
nothing. If you didn't pay attention during 2025,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
good.
You
You
didn't
didn't
miss
miss
nothing,
nothing.
bro.
You didn't miss
I
nothing.
say the only highlight from that was the 40-40 season from Juan Soto. That's it. That was literally the only
Biggest season
highlight.
I've ever seen. That's one of the greatest
Yeah,
seasons
yeah.
I've ever seen.
Right, exactly. And then San says 0-70 after 8. How was that possible? New York Mets, bro. The 2025 New York Mets.
Yeah,
The last
only
year
Mets
of
fans.
the core that everybody says was the greatest core, well, one of the greatest cores in Mets history. David Stern said, "Ah, goodbye."
Bro, they went
There's
to
no
two
need.
playoff runs. Two playoff. One of them they got eliminated right away in the first round, and the second one had a great run, but they didn't win.
They fell short.
And it's all about winning. It's all about winning
Exactly.
here, which we haven't done
100%.
much. Like
100%. Well, then now that we got through that, we got a couple highlights to get to, but before we get to that and we get to our boss, they call him King Cohen. We got a couple comments that he's made that I want to get to. But let's
you
look
guys
at
are
the
gonna have to
spring
catch
training
me up because
schedule.
I don't know what happened.
That's the fun part, Chris. I'm gonna get you up to that. I'm gonna get you up to that because I know you got a lot to say. But this is the full official schedule for the 2026 spring training for New York Mets. Obviously, we start this Saturday. Can't wait. I think Brandon Waddle is gonna start our first game, according to Carlos Mendoza. Then we got a couple of days off, and then it's very simple. Nothing too crazy. Kind of like that. I think you'll see probably the first 3 games. You'll probably see something from our star players, and then I think the whole way through it's gonna get to Carson Bench getting more playing time, and a lot of our young guys getting more playing time. But I'm excited. I can't believe the season's already here. It's gonna be a good feeling. But yeah, I really can't wait. But let's get to the fun part. The king himself, Steve Cohen, did a press conference at Port St. Lucie and had a lot to say. Now, of course, I could show you guys videos. I could show you snippets of his 23-minute press conference that he did in the dugout. But I decided to take all the key things that he said in that press conference and put it as a bullet point. First thing he said, annoyed every year when missing the playoffs. That's 100% true. I think that's all of us and how we felt. He said, felt what the fans felt when having to let go of the long Met tenured players. He said that when it came to the culture, it sounded like a corporate culture, and it sounded personal. He said only wants a positive culture. When he spoke about the Dodgers, he said, and I quote, Dodgers have the ability to spend, but so do I. And that's where fans really took off and really gave their opinions. When it came to the Kyle Tucker conversation, he said, had a great Zoom call with Kyle Tucker. Front office had preparations when they had interest in Bo Bichette. Mind you, it was already reported that they were talking to Bo Bichette in the GM meetings in November. So it was always a backup plan in terms of getting Bo Bichette here in case nothing else fell through. Got to make the playoffs for this team to be considered a success. It's a goal he's seeking. I think that's all of us. It's great to hear. Have brought in interesting players who have had success. It's 100% true. Bo Bichette. You're talking about Marcus Semien, who's a World Series champion, a World Series MVP, won it with the Texas Rangers in 2023. Um, and then he said, every player is different. Having a captain on a team doesn't happen often. Says as long as he's the owner, there will be no captain. That's the bottom part right there where I think earlier, Chris was talking about earlier. I'll hand it off to Chris first on this one. Chris, your thoughts on what Steve Cohen had to say? And yeah,
He said a
man,
lot of great
let's fire
things.
away.
I didn't hear his whole thing, but looking at what he's saying right there, it's not wrong. First of all, but the playoff success, that's 100% fact. We can't be as Met fans, and I'm gonna say as a Met fans, we can't be pumping our chest and talking our shit if we don't win shit. I'm sorry. That's just I'm not gonna do that. I'm tired of doing that every year of my life, and next thing you know, I have a big fat L in my name. No, I'm good. I ain't gonna pump my chest until we win. And I'm not talking about one playoff game and be like, okay, we good. No, no, I wouldn't be the goddamn shit, bro. I'm tired of this shit. And the whole captain thing, I feel this is me personally. If the memo shit is true, if it's true, it set off a trigger that Steve Cohen doesn't want to keep putting that same conversation out every year in and year out. And it feels like he had a conversation with certain people in the clubhouse because they're gonna be there long term and said, listen, we know how to do no captain. We know how to bring that captain crap here because it's just gonna bring more media bullshit. That's all it is. It's just media. They just thrive. They're like dogs. They're foaming out their mouth. As soon as they see that captain thing, they're foaming out their mouth so they can bring it up. It dead the conversation. I'm glad he deaded the conversation now. Do we think that Lindor should be captain? Of course we do. But you know what? Having a C on on your jersey don't mean shit. You know what means shit? When you have that World Series patch on your jersey. That's when it means something. So that's what I only want. I don't care about no other the C. You can have a W for you, who cares? Uh, as long as we win a World Series, I don't give a fuck what you're wearing, bro. Sorry for the person.
No,
And
no, 100%.
what else he said about him spending, bro? He's proven it. When has he proven wrong? Met fans gotta understand what the Dodgers are doing. They cheat the system, and they're getting away with it, and it's cool. Because if we would have been doing it too, I would have been shaking my ass too. But we're kind of doing it too. So we're not on that same boat as everybody else. We're not on the same boat as other fan bases what they're going through, whatever. We try to compete. We just do it in a different way. We're spending money, but on the short term. And guess what? Next year, there's gonna be free agents. Guess what? If there's no lockout, this man's gonna spend again. And he's gonna keep spending, and it's not gonna stop because this man is relentless and he's proven it. So he's here and we just gotta win, man. And I like that he came out and was clear about everything. Like just so the media could stop talking crap because that's all the media. Remember, we live in a New York media where they'll make anything big out of nothing, bro. That's why they. You know what Steve Cohen did? The biggest off-season signing that he did, and the most gangsters thing that he did that nobody talks about. He hired Andy Martino so he won't troll us anymore. Where have you seen Andy Martino talk about the Mets? No, now it's all glad and mad with the Mets. Now he's doing podcasts with the Mets and everything. He hired him so he could stop trolling us. That's some gangster. Like nobody talks about that.
Put
Like
you on my
he
payroll.
hired Andy Martinez to shut him up. That's what he did. That is crazy, bro. Like that man is a G, bro. But I'm glad I'm glad he's the owner. That's all I say. Glad he's the owner. Now we gotta win.
Yeah, yeah. AP, what's up? Let me know. Let
Yo,
me know how you feel.
I mean, an angry Steve Cohen is the best. I just like it when he's angry because it's like he just throws money at shit. Like he's like, okay, here's more money. Like when he said the Dodgers spend, but I spend too. I was like, oh, I was not familiar with your game, but thank you. Like I thought that was the dope line. Like he threw at him, and you know what? You want your owner to do that, not like these fake owners that like cry broke and they're billionaires. They're like, oh,
Don't
oh,
say that. Don't
please,
say that.
we need a salary cap. We can't afford to do this. Like, come on, man. Like, give me a break. I'm happy that he's willing to like do what he needs to do to win, and he knows that if he throws a golden toilet at somebody, then he'll bring another reliever or somebody here. I mean the captain, yo, I don't give no damn about having a captain. It's been 40 years. It's been 40 years. We're about to have 40-year anniversaries for these guys. Some of them aren't even with us. God rest the dead. It's been 40 years,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
It's been 40 years. Like we haven't won. So like spare me with the there's only 2 active captains in baseball now as it is anyway. So who cares? All I want, you know what? Do you need to be a captain to catch a ball? Like last I checked, I didn't see anybody be like, hold on, let me put the C on so I can hit this home run. So stop with all that. Go hit the home runs and go win. It's been 40 years. Instead of like not getting any runs to get the Marlins because there was no captains there. Let's freaking win. Let's go. I'm just
only AP, man. Only AP had to bring the Marlins up.
Hey, listen, man. I gotta say though, the Marlins, those throwback jerseys that they, this is
fire. What?
I mean, only if it was as good as their jersey. Well, let me not talk crap because they did.
Don't please. Oh man. Let's get to the comments real quick. We got Rick has a question for us. He said, "How many ABs Viento's getting?" #Pope spreadsheet. If you know, you know.
I don't know about this conversation, but I'm pretty sure.
I vaguely know because I was. It seems like people are trying to figure out Vientos' role. Look, I honestly don't know what Vientos' role is going to be because I think he's got to get on a roll. Like, I don't think that the Mets are going to be able to just let him just be like, yo, let's give you 3 months for you to figure it out. Like, go figure out your life like while you're like hacking away. But it sucks because Vientos is in a weird spot. Because I think that the organization is sort of down on him, but I think that they also believe in his talent based off what he did 2 years ago. So I think that Vientos has got to get off to a hot start to make sure that the Mets investment in him is legitimate. Mm-hmm. But it sucks. I do feel for the kid because it's like I do think that he has potential. It just the Mets to give him at bats have to figure out where they're going to put him. He can't play nowhere on the field, so he's got to be the DH. But then what are you going to do with Beatty? Is Beatty going to be just chilling on the bench? It's a good problem to have because the more bats that you have, the more quality team that you have,
I was told in that space when I said my take, I said that I feel for Beatty and Vientos because exactly what AP said. I was told that I shouldn't feel bad because these are players getting paid millions of dollars. That's what I was told.
Oh damn! All right. Well,
that's what I was told.
People don't have feelings. I guess they're all robots. But to answer the question, I think in order for because I'm not ducking any of this. Like, so if I'm looking at if Vientos is with us all year, realistically, I know that he's gonna have to split time with Beatty, lefty, righty. So there's 162. So let's say he gets into just based off that. That's at least what we're gonna say around 60 to 70 games where he's DHing, and then he's gonna have to. I'm assuming they're gonna spell him at first base a couple of times. So I'll give him. I could see him going. If he all things considered, if he's hitting and everything, I'll say around 90 at bats, 90 games he gets into. And then pinch hitting and stuff, maybe he gets 100 with like pinch hitting and everything like that. So maybe he hits 100, and then you could get him that way into games.
You could, like I said, I don't think it changes the fact that you can have Mark Vientos, considering that he has more power than Brett Beatty. Put him as a DH and let him work on his hitting. That's
that's his position. I think if we're being real, that he's a designated hitter, and if he's not hitting, then you can't justify him being there. So he's got to hit to play. So.
Didn't we always want like a true DH? Like that's what he is. He's a DH.
Exactly.
But you can't give up on him. I think too many people are like, yo,
I agree. Give up on him. I agree. You can't give up on the kid.
This whole thing with Polanco, it really feels like they're gonna give him a lot of reps at first, Polanco. Like they really believe on him. So if that's the case, then you just do the whole Vientos and slash him at first base here and there or whatever. But
that's what I'm thinking.
Making that true DH. Remember, we forget this. And me, I'm with Vientos. I'm whatever. If they trade him, whatever. If they don't, whatever. I don't care. I just want to win. But let's not forget that if you look at that man's career in the minors, it was better than Pete's.
Yes,
At
thank
one
you,
point,
yo, bro,
it was better than
bro.
Pete's. It's just that I really felt like he got in his feelings in 2024. He felt like that same energy, that other entitlement shit. It felt like it got to him last year, and
No.
he brought it in twice to the public, like twice to
Mhm,
the front
mhm.
office. So that may be what the front office is kind of like, with him, a
Or
little attitude that he has.
or
Or
we could say maybe he was getting bad tips. Did you guys notice he was flailing at sliders in the dirt? Just saying.
whoa, but
Just
bro,
saying.
he does that even
Okay.
without talking to Pete. He does that, bro. He was playing it in his dreams. He has very bad.
Yo, I
AP
don't know
trying to.
what it is. I really didn't get on this to be like on that Pete slander, but I think it's just
I'm
like I've
sorry.
just had it with
I think
like,
it turned him on, bro.
AP trying to lead the way, son. He just like, yo,
yo,
get this dude out of here for
I'm just
good.
done with the
Look, listen,
crybaby Pete
Yo,
fans, man.
I'll be honest with you. It will be some funny shit though if his chase percentage on Slatter goes down now that Pete's gone.
Yo, but I think that what if he wants to stay on the field, he can't expand. It's simple as this: you can't expand the strike zone.
No,
You can't
no, you
expand the
can't.
strike zone.
he needs to
I
be
think that
better.
the best thing he could do is you got Juan Soto on this team, dude. Juan Soto looks to be like taking Luis Robert right now under his wing, and yo, Robert today was hitting missiles out of the park.
Oh,
Like that video, I was like, what? He was putting on the show. One,
Hablas. Yeah,
go
bro.
and go get you like, or if Juan isn't cool with you, go watch his video. I don't care what it is, but you gotta study. Like, yo, when you want to be, if you want to be swaggy, getting on base and actually like being productive is swaggy. So you can't be expanding the zone, striking out on pitches that you have no business striking out on. You have got to get on base. So you've got to do everything. And still, like I get it. Sluggers are gonna slug, they're gonna strike out, whatever. But you have got to be more consistent. So if you expand the zone, if you're swinging out of your shoes every at bat, that's gonna be counterproductive because you're getting yourself out for no reason. So you've got to figure out ways. I think Vientos, when he's on point, the kid is going the opposite field. He's hitting with power the opposite
Bro,
field. He
he
just naturally
he
could just do that. Just go where
you
they're
know what
pitching it.
he got that I love to call that brutal power. That he could swing late and he'll still go far, he'll still hit a
Yeah,
home run.
yeah.
Remember that home run? I think AP was at this game and the Mets were losing like 18 to like 1. I don't know. Remember, it
Oh,
was the Twins
geez,
game.
I think I was at
That
that
he hit
game. He hit
he
that
hit a
home
home
run,
run,
yeah.
but he hit so late, but he hit a bomb the other way. I'm like, how he hit that out? It's because he
He has
naturally has
natural
that
power.
power.
He does. Yeah.
The problem is
Yeah.
with him, I feel like he got in his head that entitlement shit, like, oh, I'm the third baseman now, like, and that shit got to him and it fucked with him.
Yo,
He
you
just
saying
needs
what
to
you just
all he
said,
needs to
Chris,
do,
is 100%. He plays better when he has a freaking chip on his shoulder. When he
exactly.
is with
He
that,
needs to
that's
go
why
back
somebody
to
should
that.
get in his ear and say, like, yo, we don't need the swaggy V. What we need
We
is
need
the
you,
kid
Mark Vientos. That's it.
that is
Forget
dying to
about
get on the plate.
Yeah, man. Oh, let's get to
forget
some more
about
comments.
Swaggy V, the purple cleats. Forget about that.
Yeah, man. No, I 100% agree. He had that chip on his shoulder all year in 2024, and look what he was able to do. King Mez in the building. Mez says, "Que lo que mi gente." Tu sabe, our villain making fun of Chris's beer. He's calling him Teodoro. He's calling him Teodoro Torres. Um,
This motherfucker.
Rick said, "I blocked 2025 from my memory." He said, we were in a lockout in 2025. In 2025, as far as I'm concerned, yes."
We're about to get the
And
next year too.
Mez with a comment says Beatty and Vientos went from being top dudes in the farm to being super utility players. Damn shame. Can't disagree with that comment. Yeah,
Listen,
100%. But
not everybody gonna be stars, bro. Somebody gotta pull their weight somewhere, bro. That's it.
And I think both of them could be super useful, man. Like Beatty himself, like if he could like be fairly consistent with the bat, like I could see him in a role where you could potentially see him come in to play first base. You could see him come in to play third base. You could come. I mean, I know they're talking about right field. I don't know about right field. I don't know. We'll see, but I think that kid being able to play Like those positions could definitely keep him here. I think his glove is more, obviously at this point is way more consistent than anybody that we have on that bench. So I think that plays, and I think we just want to see consistency. Like if you're a Met fan, this whole stupid argument about like, yo, trading Vientos or Beatty, whatever, don't you want to see these guys win? Like, don't you want to see them do good? Like, why are you rooting for them to suck? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, yo, I will gladly be like, yo, Vientos hit a 50 home runs and be like he was the best player on earth. He's the best designated hitter. Like, what are we doing? Like we're rooting against our own team. Like, not if this is what's going on in Spaces, then I want no parts. Like, I really don't.
Well,
I don't need to cheer against my team.
Just
like,
a
that
little
makes
bit
no
in the
sense.
topic. Watching the videos that I've seen lately, because I haven't seen much, but that man Beatty looked smooth at first, man. I gotta say, he looked the smoothest out of everybody, bro. He looked very smooth at first.
But he's always had that though. That I think that's why people love him in the field so much. Is that
he's very good with the glove, bro. He's very good.
right? Nah, yeah, I've
But
always
listen. Not changing the topic real quick.
No, you're good. You're good.
One guy I'm excited for is Carson Bench. I need to see what this guy is, bro. I need to see.
Well,
I need this kid to
speaking of the devil himself, because that I was actually going to bring that up. We'll look at some live videos from spring training as of recent, since they've all been there. And here he is taking some BP, and you could take a look at his swing and the power that he develops.
That man's swing is reckless, bro. Like vicious, bro.
Oh, I mean,
I'll tell you right.
Talking about
I'll tell you right now, bro. If this kid can hit, I don't want to put a big number out there because it's hard to put a number like this. But if this man can hit 260, 265 with 20 bombs, I'm cooking. I'm great. I am chilling, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's just a low bar. That's
Yo,
a low bar.
I don't even need. I don't know if I need like 20. I want to like. I would say if you.
I need 20. I need 20.
For 20 is the nice number. For me, he's a rook, and I think that they're gonna bring some people there. I think I'd be cool with like 15 to 18, but play like hits of like close to 70 RBIs, 15 to 18 home runs, 70 RBIs, hit at a 260 clip, and play a really, really good outfield. With the other potential spots, and like I'm assuming they're gonna spot him and get other people in there. So my vision for this is like if he's playing the majority of the games out there, and then we platoon him with somebody else that could get you another 10, then you're telling me that in right field you had a year where you got a combined 30 home runs, you got a combined 100 RBIs. You're signing up for a right fielder that's going to do that, correct? Like 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, hit
signing
like
up for
60. What?
You know who you're signing up for? Kyle Tucker. That's what you're signing up for.
There you go, and a lot cheaper too. Take that, piece of crap.
He ain't gonna cost you 60 mil.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But let's get to some more highlights here. We got. Like this video right here. You got the legendary Hall of Famer, who's shout out to him. He's going into the Hall of Fame this year. Chose the Mets as the team he's going into. Carlos Beltran, giving some outfield pointers to the GOAT himself, Juan Soto. I like to see that. I like to see Carlos Beltran being. See, Carlos Beltran's going into the Hall of Fame. Carlos Beltran could be with his family, chilling right now until July when he goes into the Hall of Fame. Right now, he's in Port St. Lucie giving tips to Juan Soto. I mean, then again, does Juan Soto really need tips? But you know what? There's more tips he can get, the better.
Yeah, he needs tips.
I just want to point out that Twitter's trying to make you follow Mark Hanna, by the way. So
it's not happening. It's not. No, it's not. It's not happening. AP, you could do that. AP, it just won't. It won't happen unless there's a restaurant that he could show me that is like, yo, it's in New York City. It's beneficial. Then that's cool. Then you know he could
leave him alone, bro. He's with the 2022 New York Rangers right now, bro.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Don't need him. He got minimal. He's back in 2022, bro.
Right. But let's keep it going. We have Bo Bichette taking some nice infield drills, getting a lot of tips from Francisco Lindor here. Looking very clean. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too amazing. Gotta get a little bit more comfortable. But again, you like the fact that Lindor's out there with his injury, kind of just giving the guys some pointers, some tips, and just being comfortable with the guys. Including a guy like Bichette who has never really played the position. And I think there's no other way to learn from one of the best infielders in the league, Francisco Lindor. But I think Bo Bichette's gonna. I think he's gonna do great in third base. I really got no questions about him in third base. How do you guys feel about that?
Um, I gotta see it, man. I don't know. Like
Still got it.
I gotta see it. I mean, it's just practice it's not the same. Remember, these guys are hitting off the bat 115, 110 off the bat, so it's different.
Hmm. Right.
But I think he'll translate good. I'm not gonna shit on him because he's an athlete, these guys, and he's a shortstop. Even though people shit on his shortstop play, but as long as you got the reaction down pat, he should be fine. I people talk about his arm. I don't really. I remember we don't really sit down and watch Bo Bichette. We mostly just see highlights because he's in Toronto. Now we're gonna see it firsthand, so we're gonna be able to just see it firsthand. But I think he'd be good, bro. I don't think it's a big deal. I joke around and stuff, but I think it'd be good.
Right. AP, you have anything on Bo Bichette at third this year?
I mean, I don't know. Like I think that it like Chris said, you just gotta like wait to see. It's gonna be a work in progress. With him, it's like we got him mostly for his bat, but if he could play an average third base with that bat, like you'll sign up for that every day. So it's just I think it's gonna be a combination of if Polanco's gonna be able to help him. Because I also need to see what Polanco's gonna look like at first base. Is he gonna be able to dig balls out of the dirt that are bad throws? Is he gonna save the infield from these bad throws like Pete was able to do? Because I will give Pete his flowers. He was able to scoop a lot of those bad throws over at first base, and that's what made him somewhat decent first baseman. But we really need to make sure that Polanco is able to help as much as he can. Is he going to be able to, really dig out some of these balls that may not be easy to scoop up, but like make the plays that are necessary. So it's going to be a team effort. We're going to need Bichette to handle the position, but we also need Polanco to handle his too. So we'll see. I honestly expect Polanco to play a decent first base. I don't think that he's gonna have too much trouble there. Bichette, I don't know, but we'll see. I think if he gets the help that he needs from the coaches, gets the reps, he could be serviceable there, and that's all you could ask for from offensive juggernaut that he is.
I
100%. Yep.
mean, we had Vientos playing there for half a year. We can't it can't be that bad.
And
We got a
Vientos with some med shoes, so I think that Bichette could get to more pitches. I'm assuming
we had JD Davis at one point playing third base, so it can't be that
Oh,
bad.
this organization, we forget because we had David Wright for a long time, but this organization ran through third baseman like water. So I think that if we could have Bichette come in and be a stabilizing force defensively and then kill it with the bat, I don't think we'll mind it too much.
yeah. Well, here's another video of a guy that I think if he can stay healthy and at least duplicate a little bit of what he did in 2023, I think could be one of the most underrated signings for the New York Mets this year. Luis Robert Jr. talking about health and potential plate.
No, pienso que siento que mientras más juegue, tiene más oportunidad ¿sabes? de hacer las cosas bien en cualquier área de juego. Y nada, pienso que esa es la clave. La clave es estar en el terreno y si está en el terreno sabe que las cosas pueden salir bien.
Yeah, I think for me it's the more games I play, the more opportunity I have to have success and yeah, so for me the ultimate goal is to be able to stay out on the field and once I'm able to stay out on the field, I think things are gonna turn out the way that I want.
There you go. Guys, what do you guys think about his comments right?
I mean, he's right. I mean, remember he hasn't like I said, he hasn't been around this kind of group of talent in his whole career, so
Mhm.
this is new to him, man. And hey, shout out to the Mets. They're already working on we're already working on his lower half issues, and they're trying to take it slow with him, and they found something that he should do better and everything. And then listen, if they can control his health, bro, I think this man's gonna have a very solid year, bro. We're gonna all sit back and be like, we traded Angel Acuna for that, and we won that trade.
Right, right. And
But
remember, Mendoza already came out and said that they're holding him off on early spring training games in
yeah,
terms of health
take
wise.
it easy, bro.
They're already doing a good job, yo.
I'm gonna go back to what Mez's comment real quick. He's the key. He's the key to it all. No, no,
Mhm.
I really don't think so. The key to everything is that man Alvarez. If that man Alvarez goes
Oh,
back to what we know
mhm.
he can be, changes everything. It changes everything because now the bottom half of that lineup has another 40, 30, 40 plus homer guy, and that changes the whole dynamic of everything. Now it's smooth on everybody else. That's what I think.
This is basically a put up or shut up year for Alvarez. I mean,
It
the
is. It
kid
is.
has
I
got
agree.
to produce
I
this year.
agree. I agree. Absolutely.
And he's
I
in great
agree.
shape. I gotta give it to him. He's in great shape, bro.
And they're gonna take it slow. Like they said, they're gonna take it slow with Lewis. They're gonna take it slow with Beatty. They're gonna take it
Man,
slow
listen.
with
Yeah,
Alvarez too.
I saw fans getting overreacting about it, like, oh, already injured. This is the problem with Met fans. It's the negativity shit is like it's in their blood. Like it doesn't mean that they're hurt. It means they're taking it slow so to prevent them from getting hurt. That they dealt with this kind of injury. Let them take it slow. Why do you want to see them on game one of spring training when they're gonna come out in 2 innings? Why you want to see that? I understand.
Especially
Maybe
games
fans
that
be
people aren't
scared
even
to
gonna be
see it.
watching.
Exactly. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. Like, bro, I went to spring training a couple of years ago. I got there in the second inning, and by the third inning, I was like, I want to go home. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, it's not that serious, bro. It's not that serious. And of course, I wanted to go because that man Bregman hit 2 home runs in the same game. Like, it was just ridiculous at that point. But you know what I'm saying? Like, spring
Yo, you
training
got
is just to,
managers chilling on lawn chairs in spring training. Like it's not
you know
that
what I'm
deep.
saying? Like,
Yo,
nobody, it's not that
Mendoza not
serious.
even
Like,
paying attention to the progress. He just waiting. He's just like, yeah, I just want to go back to my
Mets
hotel.
fans want the Mets to put up their whole roster, their whole World Series roster in spring training and
It's
let them
spring
get hurt.
training.
Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
How
We
you
gotta win
not
every
bringing
six
in the
games.
closer?
Bro, and you know what's funny about this? You're gonna see Met fans crying about the Mets record in spring training. 100%, bro.
A
Oh
hundred
my
100%. They're
percent.
gonna be crying about it.
100%. 100%.
It's
Well,
just like
here's
just let them take it easy and let the
You
dudes
mean
get in
the
shape.
same
Remember,
Met team that's gonna have half the roster in the WBC?
yeah, right.
exactly.
Another thing, right? Exactly. Exactly. But I wanna end the highlight portion of this live with a favorite video of mine. I think we felt it to the
Hmm.
core. Here, take a look.
Oh, I know. I want this guy on top.
I'm gonna strongly agree with you right now.
Yo, I'm gonna buy his jersey just because he said that. I'm gonna go cop his jersey just because he said
Nate,
that. Yo, shout out to Luke Weaver, man.
look how Tom goes to sleep hearing that.
Yo, now hearing that, I'm thinking now since Diaz left like a punk bitch, I think that the Mets should they should do since his name is Luke, he should come out to the Star Wars theme
Oh,
song.
yo, that'd be sick.
And
that'd be sick.
And the lights go off, and then all you see is lightsabers or something.
That'd be so sick. At night when he comes out, you have all the lasers coming
the
out.
lasers.
That'd be sick.
Yo, AP.
AP.
You should be a promoter. You should be a promoter.
David Stearns, if you're watching
sometimes
this,
these ideas come to me.
David Stearns, if you're one of the 69 people watching this right now, you just give this man AP an opportunity.
I've only been rooting for this team for over 40 years. You can just,
Oh man, but last thing before we end it off, I know I didn't get to do a graphic for this, but let's look at the spring training rosters. We got 39 pitchers.
You got 39 pitchers.
39 pitchers.
Throw them all in one game.
Word, since the Met fans want to see everybody in spring training, you might as well. 6 catchers, including Francisco Alvarez. Oh, Austin Barnes, another key veteran that the Mets signed over the offseason. I know it wasn't so crazy, but again, somebody that has played on a playoff team with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Chris Suero. And obviously Luis Torrens is back in here.
That's another kid I'm interested in watching.
Chris Suero. Yeah.
A local kid.
A lot of potential on that kid. He's very good.
I want to see AJ Ewing. I'm kind of interested to see what he looks like up here, to see if he gets some reps and his progression. Nick Morabito, he's another guy that I think that has a shot to come up later on in the year too. So honestly, spring training to me is more about seeing the rookies that have potential. We mentioned Ross. I'd love to see that 102. If he gets any bit of control, that kid could be a weapon. He just needs 100% to cut down the walks.
100%. I absolutely agree with that. There's so much potential within these young kids that, again, I think Steve Cohen said it in his press conference, the one that we talked about earlier. Our farm system is way ahead than what it was a couple of years ago. And I think that's very key for this team in terms of them wanting to stay consistent. Again, you're not always going to win with off-season signings that you pick up. The guys that you developed within time, within years, if there's ever a point in this situation where David Stearns and Steve Cohen have to say, yo, we need to at least break it down just a little bit and take a couple steps back, you have the farm system to do that with. You're not thin within your farm system as you were a couple of years ago. And I think that's why this team feels so comfortable in making certain decisions. Because listen, if it ever gets to a point where this CBA, or if we ever just can't, we need to really just do a reset, our farm system is loaded enough to where we can take that chance. And even though fans are not really going to be okay with it because they want to be contending every year, if there's a year where we have to pull back a little bit, they understand that there's so much potential in these young kids. And again, I don't think my fans should be upset. Why? Because every time we go in spaces and every time we see lives, what are the one thing content creators talk about? Yo, what about this kid from the farm system? He needs to come up. He needs time. So I think Met fans are going to be okay if the Mets ever decide to pull the plug just a little bit. So.
And speaking of one, Ryan Clifford is another prospect that we've been talking about for a little bit of time. I'd like to see him progress and see if he could possibly come up here and be the first baseman of the future. So I think that and he's not blocked anymore. So he has a possibility of possibly coming up. So,
you talk about a first baseman with power.
Yeah.
So, Carson Bench leads the way right now in terms of his young guys.
Jorge Polanco, we talk about. He's blocked. Jorge Polanco, we talk about.
Hey, we'll see what happens if Mark Vientos. If Mark Vientos gets traded and Jorge Polanco is your DH.
Who knows?
I'll tell you this.
There we go.
The Mets could go on a full rebuild if they win a World Series. You could go to any rebuild you want, bro. You could trade everybody you want.
Yo, Mets win this year. Win this year and lock out all of baseball next year. I'm cool. Lock it all out.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Because I could.
We don't gotta see baseball again if we win this year.
I could drag it for 2 years.
AP's done, son. AP's like, I just need the ring and I'm good.
Yo, lock out the whole court. Shut it down. After we win, just shut it down.
Just steal Tyrese Skubal and never have to do anything again. Listen, just do one more. Just do one more
championship 2026. Win this year and lock the whole shit down for 3 years. That's fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'll say? I'll be like, look at that. We win and we shut down the sport. That's how it is.
That would be
That's how
great.
you do
That'd
it.
be great.
When
That'd
you
be
really
awesome.
shut down the sport.
That'll be all. That'll be awesome. But fellas, do you have any last things to say before we end it off tonight?
I mean, to me,
No, I mean just
I always get excited about a new year. Spring training just makes me feel like, oh, the snow is melting, the warm weather is coming, and hanging out at City Field in 90-degree heat. I'm just excited about the year. I think that I'm thankful that we have an owner that gave us something to root for, and the potential. I hope I'm not getting gassed though. Like I really hope that like because I my expectations are like here now. I'm like, yo, I want to beat the Dodgers. I want to beat them. I want to win a chip. And then like I don't want to be like, yo, but is this team really going to do it? Like I just really want to go in there with the team that I can be proud of. That we could go in there and put this 40-year-old thing to bed. Let's bring the chip back to Queens. Oh, and before I stop, I just thought about this, and I know I talked a lot, but yo, when you got fans from other fan bases coming to City Field, going around the neighborhood, when they should be checking their cholesterol and making sure that they have another day to live. Like, why don't you focus on what really matters? You're going around driving your car, getting all types of like upset about something that you don't even root for. So maybe instead of driving around, maybe what could help you, sir, is walking. Go around your neighborhood, walk. Maybe the goal for this year would be to actually see your feet. Before you talk, how about you see your feet for the first time in 15 years? And then you can talk about neighborhoods because you have the audacity to go around our neighborhood and you can't even walk. So what are we doing, man? Like honestly, like that's all I gotta say.
Well, I mean, the only thing I say about that is that whenever his car bounces, those aren't potholes. That's just literally him and his body mass. That's not potholes. So whenever you see his videos bouncing like that, it's not that he's hitting potholes. It's his body mass. It just jiggles for no reason. No, but I mean, listen, if he has the time, right. It's him breathing. Right. Listen, if he has the time, to go to our stadium and give everybody an in-depth look at where we're located, then just go to the Bronx. That's all you got. That's all you got to know. I want somebody just to go to the Bronx.
Yo, where if you talk about neighborhoods, right? What is around Yankee Stadium that people are like, yo, I can't wait to get to that part of the Bronx. I feel so safe.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
I'm trying to think about it.
There's really nothing to think about. I wonder what Aaron Judge thinks when he goes to the Bronx and he's literally seeing the area of the Bronx, South Bronx, and then he goes to a nice house. I must think that he must get to his house and be like, yo, thank God. Because honestly, I'm just saying. I'm just like,
I'll tell you what he thinks because it's come out of his own mouth. He still thinks they're the old Yankees. Newsflash, he's the new Yankees. You guys don't spend money over there.
And ladies and gentlemen, he is one of the captains that AP was talking about that is in the MLB. I want everybody to really understand that. There's only two captains in the Major League Baseball, and he is one of them.
Can we pause for breaking news from an old Twitter acquaintance of all of ours? Brandon just proposed or put it on that he proposed to his wife, and she said yes. So congratulations to his fiance, I should say. Hey, congratulations, Brandon. If you're listening, that's dope.
Congratulations, Brandon. Blessings, bro.
Yo, much blessings to you and to your future wife. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him.
Congratulations to you. I know my guy Brandon, ever since meeting his new girl, has been very happy. He's been on cloud 9, so shout out to you, bro. That is very, very dope. Hopefully we get to see her in the new ring at Citi Field this year. I know he'll bring her a lot. So
shout out to Brandon. He just became a Dominican.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Right. She is Dominican, so shout out to him, bro.
She's always right, by the way. She's always right if you want to live a happy life.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Happy wife, happy life. It works.
I don't know nothing about that. These gentlemen do, so I won't comment on.
Going to my take on this season. Look, listen. I said this as soon as that third out was made in Florida. No matter what the Mets did this offseason, they could have done shit. They could have done a lot, which they did, and I'm grateful for it. I am not going to get excited until I see where they're at in September. Not in May, not in July, not in August. I need to see where they're at in September. That's going to get me where I think of this team because, boy, have I seen a lot of downfalls in this team, and I don't want to see it again. So I don't want to get my hopes up and then they become shit. So I'll assess the team by September. And where they're at in September, then I'll get hyped for the playoffs and yada, yada, yada. But I'm just going to go into the season, enjoy Mets baseball. Hopefully, all these guys come through. Hopefully, they all have great season. Hopefully, we all have 5 Cy Youngs on this team. Hopefully, we have a closer that has a 1 ERA and so forth and so forth. Hopefully, everybody in the lineup hits 50 home runs. That's the way I look at it.
Right. Hopefully, we have a home run derby every game at Citi Field.
Yeah.
But hey man, shout out to you guys, man. This is always fun. Hopefully, we do this more. We should have one next week for you guys. We have more ideas. I know everybody has the World Baseball Classic. Shout out to Shay and Son. Shout out to Keith for doing an amazing World Baseball Classic coverage. Those are pretty good.
I mean, everybody here is rooting for the same team.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all rooting.
Exactly. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I want another ring.
I'm not talking shit.
I want another ring.
Talking
I saw that American.
Yeah,
I saw that American.
Yo, DR got to be about its business.
Nah,
it better be about its business.
I mean, Tatis already started his yapping.
Yeah, that might be the death of us with Tatis. But
I don't like hearing no comments. Just go about your business, and go win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Hopefully we got to do something for you guys, something small for World Baseball Classic before we start, and then obviously we got spring training coming up in 3 days, so that should be exciting. But appreciate you fellas, appreciate the 74 checking us out, giving the time to us and hanging out with us. Appreciate everybody in the comments. We will have something for you guys probably next week or the week after. We'll let you guys know. Make sure you guys follow us at 7 Express Podcast. Turn on those notifications so you guys can get the updates. Make sure you guys follow AP at scientific_1. Make sure you guys follow Chris Torres at C_Torres1225. And make sure you guys follow me at Top Bunk Sports. With that being said, this is another 7 Express live podcast, and we will check you guys out in the next episode.